Chapter 7. 2 out of 5 stars, would not stay again. Flag the individuals displaying authoritative behavior. I want those closely monitored. Loud Girl may have gotten the last word, but everyone listened to the goddess. Most went to check out the facilities in the back. A few climbed their bunks. I watched them struggle up. The way it was designed, with the alcoves stacked right on top of one another and the ladder on the outside wall, it was a little difficult to get in. I hadn't had much of a problem, but some of the others fumbled at it for a while until someone found a shelf you could pull out to use as a kind of step. I turned my back again, hoping for some real quiet this time. The alcove was bare. No blankets or sheets, only a pad with what appeared to be a built-in pillow. The bed was super comfortable, though. It felt the way a puff of cotton candy tastes. I melted into the cushion and floated there. The temperature was perfect. With the adrenaline flushed from my system, listening to the quiet babble of conversation below me, I must have drifted off. I woke with a start, sensing a change. It was the light, dimming from overpowering white to a dark, gentle blue. A lot of people were in their beds, and more climbing in. A few were standing around still talking. I had some needs, if you know what I mean, and my mouth both felt and tasted 10 kinds of foul. I waited for my ladder to clear, then climbed down to get a quick survey of the back room and maybe clean up a bit. As suggested, it was a bathroom back there, complete with stalls, a row of sinks, and dispensers lining the wall. I found toothbrushes already loaded with paste, and hairbrushes with various other bins and dispensers labeled as hair ties, hair neutralizer, fingernail clippers, hygiene type stuff. Next was the massive walk-in shower. By count of the little light pads, there were 16 stations, 8 to a side. No dividers. Fabulous. At the far end was what appeared to be a full-body dryer. It kind of looked like an automated car wash, to be honest. I was alone now, so I decided to try a quick shower. Once again, my solitude was not to be. I'd stripped and had a hand in the stream, waiting for it to warm up when someone came in behind me. Ignore them, I thought. It won't be weird unless you make it weird. Hey. Forget it. She already made it weird. I turned around. She had a heart-shaped face and big doe eyes trimmed with fantastic lashes. She was possibly the most beautiful person I have ever seen, short of perfume advertisements. It's not going to warm up. She stepped into her own spray. The others never got it to work. As if to confirm, mine flashed conditioner in yellow and the water turned cloudy. Great. More cold showers. Thanks for the tip. I stepped into the stream and stifled a gasp. Mother goat, that's cold. Her perfect Cupid's bow lips turned up in a smile. So what do you do? I got to work on my frazzled mop with the brush I'd taken from the bin. What do you mean? Back there, we all said we were sporty people. I swim, the 400 and 800. What's your game? That would explain the definition in her arms and shoulders. Gymnastics, I told her. She swept her gaze over me, taking note of my thick, stubby frame. That totally makes sense. Power or artistry? So, she'd heard about the schism. It had been a war in women's gymnastics for decades. Should the sport emphasize big air and daring feats, or smooth transitions and deceptively effortless execution? Gendered politics and massive egos clouded the issue, each side raising champions every year and judges struggling to maintain a facade of impartiality over the whole thing. My philosophy on the issue didn't matter, but my abilities tended toward power, so that's what I told this girl. She kept studying me, like another gymnast's coach, sizing up the competition. Are you good? I tried to relax and play it casual. I'm not elite, but I do okay. Don't get out to many meets, though. Family balance. She returned to scrubbing. How about our little situation here? She pointed her chin up, and I followed her eyes. Two of those floating soccer ball-sized orbs hovered over us, just high enough to stay out of my normal line of sight. I had a suspicion there were roughly 50 of them, one for each of us. Are you with 40 or 9? Huh? Number 40. She thinks it's all going to be fine, and number 9's ready to revolt. Oh, I made the connections in my head. You mean calm girl and loud girl? She smiled. Exactly. I hadn't thought about it, so I took a moment to decide. I guess I'm with the goddess. She narrowed her eyes. You know, I rushed to explain, the tall one who said we shouldn't panic. She nodded her head knowingly. Smart. She turned her back, and I got back to cleaning the last of the slime out of the crannies in my ears. I guess I passed her interrogation? Another minute or two and my water cut out, so I started for the big walk-through dryer. Hey, listen. She stopped me. I waited, dripping and shivering. Whatever's going on, it's bad. We're not going to get through this alone. We need a team. I hadn't planned that far ahead, but she wasn't wrong. I mutely nodded. I've got you. She was earnest, hopeful. If you've got me. I glanced at those two orbs hovering over us and nodded again. Then I stepped into the dryer and it activated. There was no fan motor or electric whine, but the gust of air was still plenty loud. I spread my arms and toes, welcoming the comfort after that polar assault from the shower. She tapped my shoulder and I turned around. She was uncomfortably close, but kept her voice to a whisper. Under the hiss of air, I read her lips more than heard her say her name. A needle of fear pricked my spine. Was she crazy? We had one rule, and she broke it, but suddenly I understood. I mouthed my name back and left the dryer. Dressed again, I returned to my cubby and confirmed the floating orb behind me. I melted into the soft cushion while a milder version of the air dryer kicked on, further warming me. Trading names was crazy, but brilliant. It was a pact, like blood sisters. Our relationship was more than words now. We both had power over the other, so we had no choice but to trust each other. But was she trustworthy? I hoped so. She'd offered her name first. She took the risk. I turned to my side, watching the darkened room. A figure crossed it, going to a column of bunks close to my own, designated for the lower numbers. I wished for a blanket and hoped I hadn't made a terrible mistake.